Five-time NBA champ Magic Johnson practically begged Caitlin Clark to seek some advice from Larry Legend.
He's like, "Are you thinking?" Give him great advice on how to handle these situations because he went through it himself. And it's the ref, it's the commissioner of the league, it's some of the team owners. They're so stupid and so bad at their job in understanding what they have in Caitlin Clark, who is the face of the league.
Larry Bird might have just done something that the whole WNBA won't do, and that's give Caitlin Clark her own basketball team. Yeah, you heard that right. Not a deal to sell shoes, not a nice speech, not a handshake, and some boring "we're proud of you" talk. A whole entire team. Or at least that's what it sounds like if you put together the clues from Bird's angry comments. How Clark gets treated during games, and how the WNBA can't protect its biggest star.
Magic offered him some advice. He advised him to seek some advice from Indiana's own Larry Legend. Now, Larry Bird easily regarded as one of the best NBA legends ever, so seeking advice from him wouldn't be a bad idea. Because just like Bird, Caitlin was not working to the big league with open arms.
Boom. More importantly, the league, the ref, they're going to let people take cheap shots like that over and over and over at the face of your league, future of the league, the most important player in your league.
Is there a contract or a news announcement? Maybe not. But let's just say if Larry has a secret plan hidden under that Celtic stuff in his hometown, we wouldn't be surprised. And honestly, it might be the only idea that makes sense right now. Because after watching Marina Mabrey almost mess up Clark's face with that mean push from behind, while she was still hurt from getting poked in the eye.
Marina Mabrey, who, if you don't know who that is, I've been watching the NBA for 2 years now? She's been on 32 different teams in 2 years. She cries, whines, leaves one team, goes to another, demands trade, shoots threes. She's an irrelevant journeyman. He runs up to Caitlin after the whistle, slams into her, knocks her down. Obvious ejection. Marina Mabrey, look in the mirror. The reason that you have any money before the end of your career is number 22. Nobody even knew who you were or cared about you till she got in the league. So cheap shot her like that. What are you, dumb?
Bird apparently got really mad. The man who once played against the super tough bad boys Pistons without being scared is now acting like he just watched someone scratch up a fancy car and walk away like nothing happened, and his answer isn't to beg the league to change, not to have a big meeting with the bosses. No. Larry's ready to grab a clipboard and a whistle and start making up plays for Team Clark. You want to play mean? Fine. She'll just build her own league, or at least her own team, where she doesn't need to worry about flying elbows during practice.
I believe it's this entire class of WNBA draftees led by Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, call Larry Bird. Ask him for advice.
Indiana, he's already there.
You don't deserve this, Caitlin Clark. Please go play basketball somewhere else and let this league crumble, man. This is ridiculous.
It's all just guessing, sure, but when Larry Bird starts talking like this, calling out players by their real names, saying bad things about how the league acts, and basically offering to start his own team just to keep Caitlin Clark safe, people start listening and whispering and taking screenshots. Suddenly, Bird making a team around Clark doesn't sound like a crazy idea anymore. It sounds like a pretty good business plan. And if you're loving this explanation of Bird's master plan, make sure you subscribe and write Bird's word in the comments below, because this story gets even crazier. Especially when the other choice is watching the WNBA keep messing up with the most popular athlete. It's hadn't, well, forever.
Ratings go down 50% when she's up there. Ratings rocket through the roof when she is. Everybody has to watch these box office. Nobody, if the refs are going to let people have open season on Caitlin, bump her, knock her down, throw her down, cheap shot her. Time for the fever to wake up like Sophie Cunningham did. Enough is enough. You're going to do that. You hit us with a feather, we're going to hit you with a crowbar right in the brain. That's what we got to do.
So, if Larry's making phone calls, we hope Nike's answering, because somebody's going to build around Clark. And at this point, it might be Bird, a new company, or teams in Europe. But it probably won't be the WNBA at this point. Larry Bird is doing more for Caitlin Clark than the league she actually plays in. And honestly, it's kind of amazing. While league officials are busy watching the situation, which really means checking Twitter and hoping it goes away, Bird's out here sounding like he's ready to make a 5-year plan, buy a private airplane, and personally coach Caitlin into the Hall of Fame.
Caitlin Clark, please leave this league and let it crumble. please, this league does not deserve you. All this hate from these black people, all this hate from these lesbians, these people in the media, just go play basketball somewhere else. Your fans will follow you. We will follow you wherever you go.
If the WNBA won't build around her, maybe he will. He already stood up for her more in one interview than half her teammates have on the court all season. Let's be honest about this. Bird isn't just watching the games, he's studying videos, checking how players act, and probably texting someone at Hy-Vee asking if they want to pay for a new arena. This is the same guy who used to push grown men just for looking at him the wrong way.
What's happening in WNBA is what happened when Magic and Bird went to the NBA.
Said from the very beginning, Caitlin Clark is Larry Bird. She plays that game. She's Michael Jordan in terms of her influence on moving the needle for this league. But her game is Larry Bird. And it's not just the shooting. You watch her for very long. Her passing is honestly as magnificent as her shooting. She makes the players around her better.
And now he's throwing angry words on behalf of a new player who's been pushed, tripped, poked in the eye, and somehow still leads the league in being classy, staying calm, and getting people to watch. You don't go that hard unless you see something special or unless you're about one news story away from starting your own Clark-focused basketball world. It's gotten to a point where if Larry Bird shows up at a game wearing sunglasses with a clipboard, no one's going to ask questions. Honestly, we're just waiting for the announcement. Not owning part of a team, no, we're talking about being the boss of all Caitlin affairs. His first thing to do would be to trade everyone who's ever made a cheap shot and replace them with people who understand how to play basketball without acting like it's a fight in a cage.
You were immediately a better player if you were on the court with Larry Bird, because he would figure out what you could do, he'd see what you couldn't do, and he would get you in a position to highlight and emphasize what you did well, and he would help you succeed in that.
Bird's loyalty isn't quiet. It's loud, proud, and possibly getting ready to file business papers. Now, let's talk about the moment that made him really mad. The push, the famous Marina Mabrey oops. Didn't see you there while I was casually smashing your back push on Caitlin Clark. It wasn't just dirty. It wasn't just unnecessary. It was the kind of move that made every retired basketball legend over 50 years old yell at their TV and wonder when sports turned into fake drama.
I've never seen nothing like this before in my life, where a player gets treated this way in sports, man. I've never seen nothing like this ever, man. This is just beyond wow. Like, I'm just beyond my threshold. You don't deserve this, man. You don't deserve it. Straight up. I get the intensity in games and you know, physicality, but this is just too much, man. It's just too much.
And Larry Bird, he didn't just yell, he went completely crazy mad. According to Bird, what he saw wasn't basketball, it was being a coward. His exact words were, "The most cowardly thing I've seen on a basketball court in decades." Now, remember, this is a man who played through broken fingers, hurt backs, and the mind games of the 1980s NBA. He faced Rodman, Laimbeer, Mahern, guys who would elbow you in the throat just to say hi. And even they didn't make Bird as angry as Marina Mabrey, casually pushing Clark from behind while she was still trying to blink out an eye poke, like a confused cartoon character. And what's crazy is how unbothered everyone else seemed by it. Fans were mad, sure. But where was the league's response? Where was the really bad foul call? The money punishment? The required "please don't attack the league's biggest starry male" memo? Nowhere.
Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time.
Clark, we're going to deal with this. Let's say you play till you're 40, you're 23. That's 17 more years. We're going to deal with this for 17 more years. Bro, just Caitlin Clark, just leave. Go play basketball somewhere else, man. We will follow you. We will follow you wherever you go. Let it crumble to the ground, man. WNBA basketball. Yeah.
Larry Bird has had enough. After Caitlin Clark took yet another cheap shot, this time from Marina Mabrey. With zero response from the WNBA, Bird didn't just defend her, he went completely crazy mad. He called out the league for letting dangerous plays happen while punishing players who actually bring talent, TV viewers, and a future to the game in Bird's eyes. Clark isn't just a great new player, she's a once-in-a-lifetime talent. The kind of player that could carry the league for the next 10 years, but instead of celebrating her, she's being targeted, fouled, and ignored. While the league stays quiet, Bird sees this as more than just bad referees, he sees it as basketball done completely wrong. Now he's hinting at something bigger, a new team, a new league, a Clark-powered revolution. Don't laugh if Bird thinks the WNBA won't protect its biggest star. He just might build something that will. He's not just backing Clark, he's defending what the sport should be. So here's the question. Should Larry Bird start his own league to protect real players like Clark? Is the WNBA messing up the biggest moment in its history? Write your thoughts in the comments, your hottest theories, wildest ideas, or just your anger at the silence, because this story, it's not over, it's just getting started.